Hey guys, it's Drek, and I'm working on a project that I've codenamed the Serenity. If you want to guess, obviously it is an Alpha Trooper, and it's for a special occasion. Orange Modworks recently sent me this, which is the Massacre Kit for the Alpha Trooper. Since the Alpha Trooper kit in its regular sort was my favorite of the Orange Modworks kits, I'm really looking forward to installing this one. It's the same orange polycarbonate that all these kits are, not all of them, the others were multicolored, but the Recon was made out of. This is my kit. It's got the O-ring, the plunger itself, the spring. I can't tell if this is the 5 kilogram spring or the 6, which is very strange, but I can test it against this one. I think that it should still be a 5 kilogram spring to work well with the Alpha Trooper, and if it is a 6 kilogram, then I'll definitely use a 5 instead, which I'm sure isn't recommended, but I think that that balances with the Alpha Trooper the best. They had it right the first time. So that's a 6 kilogram spring, and it looks like mine also shipped with a 6 kilogram spring. So I'm going to have to change it out for a 5, which is a shame, but I've got a 5 that I can use. Now, I would do the installation all in one video, but instead I'm going to unbox the Alpha Trooper, take only the part I need, which is the Alpha Trooper itself. My hands are coated in paint because I've been prepping some stuff for this mod. Specifically, the box can go, these parts should be set aside. I guess, what's the easiest way to take this out? It's worth mentioning at this point that I really like the new way Nerf is packaging things. I think that it's far more eco-friendly than using the metal wire that all the other companies use. They've started doing this kind of twine, and the nice thing about the twine is it's both biodegradable and it's much easier to take apart by hand. I don't have to worry about getting out anything. So there's my stock Alpha Trooper, and I'm going to gut it and paint it, and I'll show you what it looks like when it's done. Or actually, I'll cut to the internals, show you the Massacre kit installed, and then I'll show you what it looks like when it's complete. Alright, so you guys can see here the fully installed internals for the Serenity. Now, the things that you don't know about the Orange Modworks kits that I'm trying to make clear is that the Raider and the Alpha Trooper both have priming bars. It's this metal bar right here that connects to the priming handle, whichever it may be. That needs to be screwed into the Orange Modworks bolt sled. The other thing that I found interesting, and you'll notice down here, is that there's a prong here on the bolt sled. Now this isn't a stock Alpha Trooper bolt sled, and there's 2 of them normally. There's one here and one here. This one allows you to half prime the blaster and it'll stick because it catches on this mechanism in the back there. It's popped up right now. That's a really bad feature with something that has a stronger spring because it makes the prime less smooth. So I just carved it away, and that's gone now, so it can only prime fully and it won't do any of the weird half-cocking stuff. Now, everything else is the way I normally do these kits. There's a little bit of black padding in the back to keep this quiet. I did swap out for a 5 kilogram spring because with the Alpha Trooper that makes more sense. So with the padding and the smaller spring, it should be quieter. I've greased all the working internals, including the trigger, which is painted, so that's very important. I've obviously removed the internals, which includes all of the locks, with the exception of that lock, which I leave in place because it helps with the priming and the slam fire. Everything else has been painted. You can tell that I've done that kind of gunmetal paint job, and you'll see the top when I'm finished. The other thing that's worth mentioning is my kit did not come with a back plate. There's the back plate. So I poached one from an older Recon's kit. All the back plates are the same, so it's not a huge deal. But I thought it was very strange that my kit didn't come with a back plate, and I wanted to mention that. with that installed, this should work flawlessly, and I will put it together now, finish the last touches on the paint job, and show you how it performs. Hey guys, it's Drac, and I have finished the Orange ModWorks Alpha Trooper kit installation. I've chambered a hot glue tip streamline so that when I fire it, I'll be getting the maximum ranges I feel an inverse blaster with one of these kits is capable of achieving, and when I fire, slight angle here, I get about 75 feet, which is just ridiculous, even though I downgraded the power to a 5 kilogram spring and re-greased everything and removed the locks. The priming is very smooth, the chambering is very good, and the performance is very nice. It's a good humans versus zombies blaster. Now, the paint job is very interesting. I've done a flat black everywhere except for the gunmetal. The gunmetal is done with a special paint for plastic and a little bit of brushing while it's still wet. It's got a gunmetal paint job here on the venting that extends all the way through this piece on the jam door, as well as the trigger, the clip release on both sides, and this dart storage. There are two places that are not painted. That would be the priming bar, because I didn't think it was necessary and it fits into the paint job already, and this back piece. There's a reason this isn't painted, so that when I slide on the custom stock I made from a Tornado Strike stock, it doesn't interfere at all, and that works very well. This is still a fully functional stock, although it has been painted. All labels have been ground off because I don't like any labels on my fully custom blasters. With one exception, I did leave it here so that it says Access, and that just makes sense to me. I don't mind it, and I feel like it adds to the kind of spaceship feel that I was going for with this blaster. The flat black is done in alternating coats of flat black, then clear coat, then flat black, then clear coat, and I do that so that the paint will never chip or flake and it'll stay nice forever. On top of that, I came through and dry brushed on a variety of different metallic enamels, which gives it this kind of rustic, worn look, especially on the handle where I've done some bronze. And I'll be taking high resolutions of this and posting it on the Foam Nation, which is my website. So if you want to see better pictures of this, check out that link down below and take a look at what we're doing over there. This is obviously the enamels that I use for my dry brushing. I think there's some brass, some silver, some aluminum, and some gold overall, and I'm very pleased with how it turned out. Now, if you're wondering why I called it the Serenity, the answer is very simple. I'm choosing to use Firefly clip tech in this blaster. Now, the connection should be obvious, but if it isn't, you should definitely check out Joss Whedon's television series Firefly and the companion movie Serenity. It's one of my favorites, and it's the inspiration for this entire blaster. Now, I'm going to chamber the Firefly clip. There's a glow dart already loaded, and show you a really neat feature that I didn't anticipate. I knew that blue light would shine through. Let me kill my light so you can see that better. And I like that blue light shines through. I don't think that my camera's doing it justice, but at night it's very cool for the blue glow to be coming out of your vent. Obviously, if you slide it back, the blue comes out even more, but I like it coming through the vent specifically. Now, when I chamber that dart, the orange of the polycarbonate kit from the Orange ModWorks shines through that blue light and turns that blue light into a green light. Or at least it looks green to me. And I think that that's really cool. Nothing is more fun than playing HVZ at night and watching the color glowing out of your blaster changing depending upon whether it's chambered or primed. And I thought that that was a really neat feature. It's almost like a priming indicator that I didn't anticipate. So, even with stock streamlines, the performance is just marvelous, and I'm very happy with how the entire project turned out. I think that it's a fine tribute to the show, as well as Orange ModWorks. I wanted to do something special with this kit because it's my favorite blaster that they've made a kit for. Although people have been having trouble finding Alpha Troopers recently, so make sure you find an Alpha Trooper before you order the kit. Now, the only other thing I want to talk about in the video is this. This is another Orange ModWorks decked out kit. I pulled out a Sonic Series Recon, ground off all the labels, renamed it the DEATHCON CS Infinity, which is an obvious allusion to the radioactive tech, which I've decided to put into this blaster. It's a copy of my radioactive Maverick, or I guess a throwback, and there's black enamel detailing, a little bit of white, and all the labels have been ground off. This is a birthday present for one of my viewers and a commission of sorts. So, if you're expecting your birthday and you We're hoping for a Lord Drac original. This might just be it. So look forward to this commission in the mail. I'll be shipping it out today, so it should reach you very soon. I will prime it and fire it. It's got the full 6 kilogram spring in the back from Orange Mod Works, which means that when I fire, ranges punch 80 feet, and that's just incredible. It's a very powerful blaster, and I hope it serves you well. So between the commission and showing off my Orange Mod Works Alpha Trooper install and review and my Serenity blaster, that brings this video to a close. As always, guys, I appreciate your viewership, and thanks for watching.